And it makes a big difference to tell the American people the truth about what our options are in ending this war. If tomorrow the order goes out from I'm President of the United States, I issue an order, end the war today, begin to withdraw all American troops. It will take a year to get the American troops out. Do you hear me now? That's the truth. It will take a year to get them physically out. Now, if you leave all the equipment behind, you might be able to do it in 7 months. And you leave those billions of dollars of weapons behind, I promise they're going to be used against your grandchild and mine someday.
Hey there, guys. Welcome to the channel. So today we're talking about a sensitive and absolutely tragic topic. But before diving in, guys, if you find this conversation insightful, please consider liking, sharing, subscribing. Your support keeps this channel going, and we're growing fast thanks to you guys. We really appreciate you. So a military mother recently shared her experience with Congress regarding her interaction with Joe Biden during the only way you can put it, a heart-wrenching moment, a terrible moment, when her son was brought home. And unfortunately, her son was brought home dead. And during their conversation, Biden mentions his son Beau's unfortunate passing from brain cancer, of course, which he suspects may have been related to tar pits in Iraq. And it's important to note, I think, that the link between Beau's illness and tar pits isn't confirmed. And if he was a conservative, everyone with any sort of platform would be calling him a conspiracy theorist. But instead, no one questions it. Some people feel, Biden brings up his son's tragic story too often, and they question if it's appropriate in most of the context that he brings it up in. And, I think that it most certainly is not. I was at a memorial with President Biden back when he was vice president in 2013. It was a memorial for fallen wildland firefighters. And the man could not stop yammering on about structural firefighters attempting to save his wife and daughter in a car accident. And he went on telling us that they'd passed, and everybody probably knew the story. But anyway, my suspicion is that the guy just doesn't know how to show real, genuine empathy. And he's got to find a way to make things about himself. And it's strange, behavior, but even stranger that he comes from the party that calls anyone they disagree with a narcissist. And they've never called him on this. But anyway, I'll stay on point. Let's hear what this wonderful Gold Star mother has to say and her perspective on meeting Joe Biden.
When Joe Biden, our elected president, entered the room, when he approached me, his words to me were, my wife Jill and I know how you feel. We lost our son as well and brought him home in a flag-draped coffin. My heart started beating faster, and I started shaking, knowing that their son died from cancer and they were able to be by his side. Also wondering how someone could honestly, be so heartless to say he knew how I felt a little over 24 hours and learning of my son's death. After this encounter, I have never had any personal correspondence, nor has my son been honored or his name spoken by this commander-in-chief or his administration on what I feel is because of their failures and poor planning to exit our troops from Afghanistan.
So here's the thing, man. Joe Biden, he often mentions his son's passing in Iraq and coming home in a flag-draped coffin, but the reality is different, and everybody knows it. Beau Biden did serve in Iraq. God bless him for his service. But he sadly passed away years after getting home from brain cancer. And it's heartbreaking, of course, for any parent to lose a child. And Joe Biden, I will say that he's faced more than his fair share of tragedies in his life, having lost Beau and having lost, like I said, his wife and a daughter in a car accident, that I talked about earlier. But that said, it's important to keep our facts straight, especially in political conversations. Misrepresenting such an emotional thing, it rubs literally everyone the wrong way. I can't imagine anyone who isn't disgusted by that. Almost anyone. It doesn't seem to bother the usual Biden apologists, which is disgusting. And it tells you everything that you need to know about them and where their loyalties lie and what is actually, their set of priorities. It's insane. People try to sell you this garbage about his age and memories get jumbled. But it's important to remember the guy was a stone cold liar and plagiarist way before he started losing his cognitive abilities, allegedly. You know, Joe Biden knows the pain of loss. That is true. And many can relate to him on that. But it's important to be authentic and transparent, man. And it seems to me that his story of tragedy is genuine enough. It's real, you know, that he shouldn't, A, ever have to embellish it, and B, he shouldn't have to bring it up in order to sympathize with grieving parents. It just doesn't make sense. You know, he knows that their pain is real and he knows what it feels like. I don't understand why he doesn't act like it. I don't understand why he chooses to cheapen his own experience and really degrade theirs. But he does. Anyway, that's just my take, guys. Let me know your take in the comments. And guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, most importantly, share the Common Sense Garage. We'll see you in the next one.